loves, welcome back to Trend Talks. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Mirad. Please remember to like, share, and of course to hit that subscribe button because we are on the road to 5,000 subscribers. Spread the word for me. Spread the word. Tell a friend to tell a friend that there's an amazing community that's pro Harry and Meghan, and their support will be highly appreciated. Now, I told you guys to grab your popcorns. I hope you did because it's going down. There's a war between Kensington Palace and Buckingham Palace, and honestly, we are just here eating our popcorns and just watching. It's going down. I remember a few weeks ago I told you I have a feeling something major is about to go down. Well, I did not know it's going to be this soon because we just exposed the biggest bully. I mean, the biggest bully was just exposed. Remember how they went on saying that Meghan is the bully? Well, turns out they were projecting. The biggest bully of them all was in the midst, and then now he has been exposed. Anyway, guys, have a look at this.
Highgrove is losing its harmony.
This story really, not a lot surprises me. This story really surprised me, I have to say. Highgrove is one of the King's residences. He is a passionate gardener. We know that. He's a passionate environmentalist. The King likes to take his daily walks when he's at Highgrove. He likes to take his daily walkabout. He likes to give feedback to the staff. He likes to quiz them. In recent years, things have got very unhappy with the gardening team, the head gardening team at Highgrove. They have lost 11 out of the 12 gardeners since March 2022. That is a lot of staff. You don't turn down, you don't chuck in a job at Highgrove if you're a gardener. I don't imagine there are wonderful, lots and lots of gardening jobs going up, beautiful royal gardening kind of venues. Anyway, including head gardeners. Let me just read you what happened when he was walking, he was doing a walkabout, and he was talking to a probationary gardener, so presumably a young lad or a trainee gardener. And the gardener made a factual error about a flower. And you know what King Charles said? Don't put that man in front of me again.
Joking.
It's really bullying behaviour. It's really, and I'm not an anti-monarchist at all. But this actually is, it catalogues really unpleasant behaviour actually from King Charles towards his staff.
But gardeners
low pay, low morale.
Gardeners can earn a fortune these days. You can't, where I live up north, you can't get gardeners. You really can't get gardeners. And it's...
Working at Highgrove is quite different.
But
working for King Charles
at Highgrove. Are they paid well?
No, very low pay.
Well, precisely. So why? No, you've still got to make a living. You've still got to put food in the fridge.
Yeah, you do. And do you think that's an acceptable way for King Charles to speak to people? To a young gardener who got something about a flower wrong, don't put that man in front of me again.
If he said it, then
not nice.
It's wrong.
Acceptable. Bullying.
If he said it, if it's wrong.
And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, the biggest bully of them all. He has always been right in front of our eyes. I mean, for the squaddies or people who can just, sane people who can see that this man is just a vile, disgusting person. Look at how he treated his own daughter-in-law. Look at the way he's been treating his grandkids, his own son. I mean, are you shocked, guys? Are you genuinely shocked that this man is bullying, is mistreating his gardeners? I mean, 11 out of 12 gardeners had to quit. They had to quit, and that tells you everything. Even the longest serving gardener at Highgrove had to quit. And in light of this, you have a video of him just treating another staff badly during throwing a tantrum of our pen during his coronation. So this man has a history of bullying, and as always, these people, everything they accuse Meghan of, they're the ones doing it. It's just that they are projecting. So the internet is in divide, guys. There's an uproar. People are like pissed. It's like, wait, what? This is disgusting. Abolish the monarchy, yada yada. And then you have, of course, those crazy ones who think that, no, guys, please, you need to give this man a break. He has cancer. You cannot use the cancer card as an excuse to treat people appallingly. You cannot use the cancer card to bully people. That is so bad. Like, that is just crazy. Yet Meghan is the one who was a bully because she was sending emails at 3 a.m. But you have a man like Charles literally treating his gardeners so badly, but he gets away with it. Huh? And of course we know it's William and his boyfriend Jason North who leaked this to the press. I told you, like at the start of the video, there's a war between Kensington Palace and Buckingham Palace. So right now we're waiting for Kyle Miller to retaliate. We're just waiting because I am so glad Meghan is miles and miles and miles away, because they cannot use her. They can no longer use her as the scapegoat. Oh no, Meghan bullied a gardener. Oh Meghan. And in light of everything right now, because the media, I mean, social media it's just like, this is what's trending all over social media. The royal rota has been so quiet. The UK media, apart from GB News that has been reporting this and like they're doing segments on this, the rest, these so-called experts, quiet. You remember when this incident happened with Meghan? They went on for weeks talking about how Meghan was a bully, how Meghan did this, Meghan did that. Mind you, there's never evidence of that. When you had the biggest bully of them just right there, literally right there. But no. Let's use the cancer card to excuse the man from being a disgusting piece of shit. Let me just say that. Because this is just so bad. And in light of this, people are like, okay, let's call in an investigation. You guys went on and said like a bullying investigation. Let's look into it. Let's do the same. Because it's William who's now, gloves are off. They're going at each other. William is still pissed that his father had this meeting. His aides had the meeting with Harry and Meghan's aides without him there. So he's pissed. He's still like, oh, how dare you? And he's also scared that if, let's say, Harry were to come back to the UK, he knows he's done for. People don't like him. He does not have the support. So right now he's like, you know what? Let's go at it, Dad. Or you want to go? I can go. Let's see who's going to go lower. And I'm so happy that Meghan and Harry are so far away from this mess. They're living their beautiful life in Montecito. I'm sure they're like, oh. And like Meghan said, the truth will always come out. You can try to derail the truth. You can try to shift it, whatever. But in the end, in the long run, it will always come out. And right now, we've just know King Charles has just been exposed as the biggest bully. You don't treat your gardeners that way. You even pay minimum wage. This man is something else. How do you tell me I don't want to ever see this man? Imagine if he's treating them that way behind, like that, and people are around. I can imagine behind the scenes how he used to treat Meghan. Imagine how he used to treat Meghan. Oh, this man is damn for. So there's an uproar on social media, but most of the people are just in shock and in awe. Of course, the Scotties are like, oh, you guys did not know this man is the biggest bully. He and William are the biggest bully. Right now, they're just exposing each other's secrets. So in due time, we're going to see Camilla with, oh, William did this. Oh, William and Rose Hanbury. Just wait. But, we have our popcorns. We're just watching because our faves are no longer involved. They can no longer use them as a scapegoat. They're far away in Montecito. So let's see how they're going to play with this one. Far away. So, here's some of the comments. I picked quite a few, there are thousands and thousands, so I just picked a few to roll with. And I Am Said says, Hugo Vickers claimed, lied, that Meghan yelled at a gardener. Now we know it was Charles all along. God, I hate the British press so much. I Am Said says, he's always been a bully. Why do you people sound so surprised? He freaked out over a damn pen. And then you have Prince Mark says, this is not the news. Everyone knows that. Everything they accuse Meghan of is to cover to their own story. Tessie says, he did something similar over the pen that wouldn't work, if you remember. Yeah. And Colonial Warrior says, I don't think he has any class whatsoever. And then Sunday says, never been a fan of the king. He will be the end of the monarchy. It's sad why he's allowed to happen to England. And then Atomic says, how he treats gardeners is nothing compared to how he treated Diana. Can't stand the pompous jit. And then Paul says, he's a pompous, arrogant, out of touch prick. And Didi says, he's horrible, always has been. Then Lorraine says, he's always been petulant and entitled, a weak man, an unfaithful fiancé, and an unfaithful husband, but much more importantly to us, an utter letdown as the head of the Church of England and as our king who has a duty to the people of this land. I believe most royalists feel the same. Amanda says, I knew somebody who was in royal security a long time ago. Charles was always rude, apparently. Diana was the loveliest. Of course, it's Princess Diana. And then Brown Eye says, can totally believe he said that after seeing the clip of how he spoke to someone in the pen incident. Very rude. And then you have Grumbler says, apparently this happens all the time. Pens, he misses the bin with a bit of litter and gets someone to lift it up. I'm sorry, but he comes across like an absolute cock. He doesn't have a clue what's happening in the real world in his own country. Sammy says, the old fool is destroying the great work Queen Elizabeth done for all the years. He needs to step down. Moll says, he's a rude man. Remember the pen incident? I have poured that ink over his head. And then Paul says, abdicate, your majesty. You are widely disliked. Many folks don't consider you their king. Many people remember the saga with Diana, and you've not been forgiven for that. Tony says, I have heard stories about him before from a groom that I know. He is not the nice, sweet, kind man he makes out to be. And then Don says, that man is so arrogant. It's constantly written all over his face. And then Timer says, he's an ill-tempered, purple-faced, drunken dimwit who should be nowhere near a position of power or authority. And then Jelly says, remember how he gestured to the people when he needed a pen to sign a document. Rude and entitled man. Miss the Queen. Chris says, he thinks he's entitled to be rude. It is bullying work stuff, and it's ironic that if he wasn't a royal, he'd probably be bullied himself. Pompous idiot. Alana says, Charles and Camilla are vile individuals. They deserve each other. Pompous brats, not my king or queen. Then Helena says, that comment is typical for Charles. We saw his attitude towards servant when he was signing a document. And then name cannot be blank says, I've had it on good authority that he is a pompous prick. He'll be the downfall of the royal family. Then Kenny says, he's a scumbag traitor to his own people. Nasty old man who panders to Islam. And then why are they all looking surprised? This bloke is a nasty bully and always has been. He's now a Muslim and we all know they are helpful people. Then Sue says, no one should be surprised at this. He's a ghastly man full of his own self-importance. His rudeness and tempers are legendary. He's in the wrong job. And then Panacea says, you think Charles is a bully? Wait until William becomes a king. Oh, it's going to be hell. And then Alamar says, he doesn't look the type to get angry and rude with his staff. Look how benevolent he was at his coronation. That when the pen incident. A says, Charles is a horrible individual who cares nothing about the British people. David says, the royals are anti-British, supported them all my life, but now more and the tide is turning against them faster and wider than you think. And then Red Wall says, just look at the temper he displayed at an effing pen not working. That overprivileged grifter needs to go. Who does that bully and snob think he is? Polly says, any respect I might have had for Charles died when he was had to say he would like to be a tampon inside Camilla. What kind of a sick pervert talks like that? Charles. Princess says, why are you all even surprised? He's always been an a-hole. Have you conveniently airbrushed his behavior to stop howling his toilet seat sound for his princely backside or his bullying of wife number one? And then, sorry. Yeah, so guys, those are some of the comments. No, I don't want to I almost mixed them up. So a lot of people are not surprised. I can say that. A lot of people they're like, oh, we're not shocked. We're not shocked. He's always been like that. Just that there's evidence. Yet they dared to call Meghan a bully when there was not even evidence. You have Charles, there's literally evidence with this gardener, how he talked to this gardener. But no. Again, let's use the cancer card to free him. This is not going to work anymore. I'm glad he's being exposed. We're just watching. It's karma doing its thing. Meghan's ancestors are not yet done. They're spinning around the block and it's Charles' turn. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think in the incident about this entire story. I'm Mirald. Remember to like, share, and hit that subscribe button. Stay safe and I will see you in the next one. Bye.